If you want to increase the income that you make, you have to increase the amount of service you provide. You want to increase the amount of service you provide, you have to increase the skills that you have. That's what we're talking about, building the top 20 skills so that you can have an unbelievably profitable wholesaling business. Check this out. Hey guys, I am Brent Daniels, Mr. TTP, Mr. Talk to People, and on this channel, I give you the tools, resources, and tactics that I'm currently using in my 7-figure wholesaling business so that you don't have to go out there and waste a bunch of time and a bunch of money. So let's jump back into this. This is episode number 4 of breaking down the top 20 skills to develop for your wholesaling business. Now, cash buyer database, negotiating with the buyer, escrow and title. These are the 3 we're going over today. It's going to blow your face off. It's going to be absolutely incredible. We're going to be talking about the CBD. And I'm not talking about that little gummy that you take for joint pain. I'm talking about cash buyer database, baby. Ooh, this is great. I love this. Listen, you went out there and you took all of this effort and all of this time and you found an actual deal. You found an opportunity for somebody. Now you got to find somebody that wants to invest in this opportunity, and it's called your cash buyer database. This makes or breaks your wholesaling business. This is the difference between making $2,000 a deal and $20,000 a deal. So pay attention here. We're going to really break this down. Number 1, if you have no cash buyers, if you're like, Brent, I don't have anybody that I can sell this property to, well, now you match it up with your cash buyer database. The best thing to do is just go into Zillow. Okay, go into Zillow and go into the zip code. Search the zip code that you just found your deal in. Okay, and I want you to find every single listing that has been flipped. And I want you to go recently sold and the ones that are active, the ones that are available right now. How do you know if they've been flipped? There's no clothes in the closets. There's nothing in the pantries. It looks staged. It's vacant. It looks fresh. It looks brand new. It looks like a model home. That's what you want. And I want you to go there and I want you to reach out to the real estate agents that have those listings. And I want you, here's a real key thing to do. This is something that I learned from Jamil Damji. He is the pro. He's the master at cash buyer databases. He always finds something to complement that real estate agent on in that property, whether it be like a special wall that was designed uniquely, whether it's, some sort of fixture that they had, whether it's the color of the cabinets, whether it's the flooring, whatever it is, you want to call up these agents and say, hey, listen, I just saw your listing here, or I saw that you just sold this property here. I thought it was phenomenal what you did with that countertop in there, and I was wondering if you're looking for more projects. I have a deal in that area, and I wanted to see if you guys are ready to do another one. You just have that conversation over and over and over. And they go, yeah, send me the details. I come across these all the time. Do you mind if I just add you to my database so that anytime I run across a really smoking hot deal, I send it to you? Yeah, that would be great. Name, email address, phone number. Boom. You're set. There you go. Go on Zillow. Do it. Final boss. This is great. Listen, we all know that there's Facebook groups that are for real estate investing, right? It's a niche of real estate investing. I want you to go into those groups and not just go and scrape everybody's information that's in there. You can certainly do that. When somebody posts another deal and everybody says, email me, you could do that. But I think that there's a smarter way. I want you to go to the person that actually set up that Facebook group and DM them. Because guess what? They know everybody. They know all of the different buyers. They probably have a huge cash buyer database. Just focus on that one person initially. Reach out to them. Say, I've got a great deal in this area. I wanted to see if you have any interest in me sending you the details. The final boss. Get through all the other levels and fight the final boss. Don't fight him, obviously. Build a great relationship with him. Auctions. Some of the best buyers that I have in my cash buyer database bid at the foreclosure auctions every day. You can literally go into Google and search bid at foreclosure auctions and find the companies that do that. And you can reach out to them. In my experience, they haven't been too great, like picking up the phone and doing that type of thing. So you can skip all of that and just show up to the auctions. In Phoenix, they happen right at the courthouse. So we go down to the courthouse. We don't go during bidding time, but after when there's a break in the bidding, you go up and you introduce yourself. And you just say, hey, listen, I know that you're bidding at auctions, but I've got some properties that aren't going to auction, but they're off market. It's a great opportunity. Can I send them to you? And then you can send them to your buyers, or you can buy them yourself. I'm telling you, the people that bid at auctions have been there forever. They're all grizzled, and they kind of got like some calluses, and they're kind of like, hey, who is this coming up to me? What are you doing? You're right. They don't have the most sparkling personalities, but you know what they love? They love deals. So if you start talking to them about doing deals, they'll open up to you and you can start sending it to them. And they are great, great, great buyers. I know that this sounds like a lot of work, but this is like one afternoon out of your day. And you can get buyers that will pay you millions of dollars over the next 30 years. You know what I mean? You can build some really great relationships with these people. Next, ttpdata.com. This is PropStream. You can go to ttpdata.com, and they have an incredible tool for comping, for pulling lists, and for pulling cash buyer lists. You can literally click a button, and it shows you all of the cash buyers that have bought in the last year. You can then take it to the next level and filter it for the people that have bought properties cashed in the last 90 days. Then you can click the button and filter for those that are non-owner occupied. So these aren't just like wealthy people that are buying properties cash. These are people that are flipping properties. Then you do a little research, right? A lot of these are going to be held in LLCs or corporations or whatever else. And so what you do is you go to open corporates, you copy paste that name, you put it right in there, and it'll show you who owns it. This is public information. It's absolutely incredible. And then you can skip trace them or reach out to them or just Google their name, put it in there. Oftentimes they're in LinkedIn. Oftentimes their number's somewhere on the internet. Oftentimes you could just pull it from truepeoplefinder.com. You can do all these things. And then now you've got an unbelievable amount of cash buyers. That is setting you up. Adopt buyers. Again, we had talked about getting on other wholesalers' email blasts. Well, when you do that and you just copy and paste and put those addresses into an Excel file, you can track what's going on. And then you just go in and you see who bought these properties. All of a sudden you see these LLCs and you're like, there they are. Put them in open corporates. Gonna call them up, see if they want some more deals. Adopt the buyers that you're seeing from other people's wholesale deals. It's ninja, I'm telling you, it's absolutely incredible. I love this Yo Homie. Yo Homie, how about this? I have 150 buyers, you have 150 buyers. Why don't we trade lists? Buyers are not exclusive to just one wholesaler. They're everywhere. They're going for it. They're not settling down. They are on other people's lists, so trade lists. Reach out, okay, now I've got 300. This is exactly what I did. I built a list from 150 to 6,000 in a week. Solid buyers. I went to a meetup group and I said, hey, Jared, you have 150, I have 150, let's trade. Okay, great. I have 300. Oh, 300 are there. Ryan, 300, great. Oh, okay, great. Hey, Sarah, you've got 300, I've got 300, now I've got 600, and then 1,200, and then 2,400, and then boom, 6,000, I was there, right? Now don't go to somebody that's been in this business for forever and they have 12,000 like me on their cash buyer database and be like, hey, will you give me your list? It's not gonna happen. Next, it's your biggest asset in this business. Your cash buyer database is your asset. Typically, somebody's not gonna buy your brand. That's probably the only other asset you have. But in this business isn't something that you sell someday. This is a cash machine to buy assets. Nobody's going to pay for anything, but somebody would do that, pay for this, pay for your cash buyer database. It's your biggest asset that you have. Even though you've traded with some people, nobody has the exact same list. And if you're the one getting the most out of every list, and you've got a list that is constantly responding to all the deals that you have, you've got something powerful. And next, if you need any help with any of these guys, wholesalinginc.com, wholesalinginc.com. Go there, get into the academy. It's got incredible amount of downloads, resources, training, and it has something called the Cash Buyer Pack. It's going to step you through even more of a deep dive of really building up your cash buyer database. It's also going to help you to understand the next slide here, the next flip of this thing is going to be negotiating with your buyers and understanding what pictures and what videos to take. It's all in the Cash Buyer Pack. Check that out. And if you're getting value out of these videos, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, put some comments down there. We love it. Negotiating with your cash buyer. Listen, when we're getting started, one of the toughest parts of this business is this a deal or not a deal? The best way to get through that is to have conversations with your cash buyer database and say, hey, listen, I'm just working on my first few deals here. Can you review this and give me a price that you will pay for this deal? I'm going to go over to on this appointment. I think I'm going to get this thing under contract or under the agreement, and I am going to give it straight to you. Just please help me out. Now, listen. I don't want you to do this for all of them, but when you're just starting out, it gives you a lot more confidence to know that you're going to get this all the way through the finish line. So talk to your cash buyers, and it's called reverse wholesaling, where you go, okay, you tell me the price, and I'm going to go get it for you, cash buyer, right? It's a great way to start. It's not a great way to build a long-lasting business, but it's a great way to start. Next, if you want your cash buyers to make fast decisions and snatch up your deals like as smooth as possible, you gotta have pics and video. Make sure that you get this done. And I'm telling you, you take great pictures and great video and you have a great reputation, people will buy your property sight unseen. It's so awesome. Next, JV. Listen, squat up with people that have done a ton of deals. Go to a meetup group. Go on Facebook. Go on Instagram. Start making some connections with people. Join us on Wholesale Hotline on this channel every Monday and just put in the chat where you live and you'll find unlimited amount of people that will help support you. You're going to have to split that deal probably 50-50. If somebody's going to hold your hand and walk you through, but they're local and they can really make sure that this process gets done, it's worth it. Get the proof of concept and then worry about your profits. Next, dispo companies. Keegley is a great disposition company. You can literally reach out to them and find out what prices you should lock up deals at. That way you know confidently that you can get it sold. It's kind of like working with your cash buyer database, but these guys are like chomping at the bit to talk to you. Like that's literally all they do is sell other deals and they're phenomenal at it. So reach out to them. Next, He-Man, all right? My disposition manager, Jeremy Thornburg, has a saying of keep the power. That's how you should feel with your purchase agreement. I have the power. I have what other people want. Don't get bullied. Don't get pushed around. Next, Splash Bros, right? This is all about hitting the threes. Text, email, call. You got to do all three to your cash buyer database to get as much exposure to your deals as possible. Some people don't look at their texts. Some people don't look at their emails. Some people don't answer their phone. You got to hit them in all three ways. Then your best cash buyers are going to respond on one of those three ways. So use those three ways to your advantage, right? Hit the three, right? Splash it down. Steph Curry, right? Klay Thompson. You know what I'm talking about. All right. CBE. Ooh. The most dangerous three letters in our business. Cash buyer employee. Stop selling to the same buyers over and over and over and over again. You are making 50% of what you should. As soon as they your cash buyers start taking you on fancy dinners and buying you gifts, putting their arm around you, it is a red flag. Build great relationships with them. Keep a nice healthy tension, but keep the power. Because what happens here is they go, oh man, can you help me out a little bit? Can you help me out? This happened to me all the time my first 3 years doing this. So I want you to really recognize it. Don't just have 10 buyers that you know are going to close deals and then send it to them, because they're going to run out of money. They're going to beat you up on your prices, and you're not going to recognize potential in other areas because you're not talking to a lot of buyers. The more conversations you have with your buyers, the more you're going to be able to recognize potential. The more you recognize potential, the more you level up your game. Next, assign design. Assignment fee, assignment agreement. It's all built in there, right? Have a really solid assignment agreement. We have one, again, wholesalinginc.com. You can download it, take it to your title company, take it to your attorney, and just make sure that it works for your state, and boom, you've got something really solid. there has to be some particular things in there. Like number one, non-refundable earnest deposit of $5,000. Let me seep this in to your subconscious so you never accept or assign a deal, accept an offer from a cash buyer without receiving a $5,000 non-refundable earnest deposit. Here's the rule. If it's after lunch that you get that assignment agreement signed, they have till lunch the next day to get it in. If it's before lunch, they have till 5 p.m. today to deposit that $5,000 earnest deposit. Because what people will do is they're like, I will take it, assign it to me. And then they don't deposit anything. Now they have complete control over your transaction. They're probably another wholesaler that's just trying to lock up your deal. You did all this front work. You spent all the money skip tracing and sending out postcards and doing your lead follow-up and doing your offer presentation. And then they just step in and they're like, yeah, cool, man, let me take that. And I'm going to just go over here and see if I can get this sold and make a couple bucks. Please make sure $5,000 non-refundable. Do not budge on this. Because why $5,000? Because it's enough to make them scared to lose it, and it's not too much to make it ridiculous, right? $5,000 is a lot to lose, but they're going to really push to get that deal done. And if you can work with the actual buyers themselves, that's better. Next, one of my favorite topics, and it's one that really goes under the radar, is picking out an incredible escrow officer or closing attorney. Escrow and title. When I started out, I had no idea what these words meant. All right, so I'm going to explain it and make it really simple, but this is your escrow officer and or closing attorney, depending on what state you're in, is a critical member of your team. They're going to either make the deal go extremely smooth or extremely rocky. So make sure that number one, you get a referral. They have to understand wholesale. They have to understand investing. They have to have a lot of experience. My escrow officer, Dina, she gets so excited when we bring her really creative deals or really, really tough deals to kind of figure out with liens and everything, because it's exciting. There's people that get excited about solving the challenges going on with the ownership of property. And that's what you want. You really want to find somebody that has the experience, but one is just like a dog with it, just like will not let it go, will get this thing done, just sinks their teeth into it and really attacks that escrow and make sure that the deal gets, again, to the finish line. So get a referral. Find somebody in your market that is going to give you a referral to the best person. Easy way to do that, you can post, again, to the investment groups in Facebook and just ask who is the best escrow officer for wholesaling real estate. Next, if you don't want to do that, Empora.com is making some big splashes. They're an investor-friendly, nationwide virtual, well, they're not all the way nationwide. They're in specific states. So check out what state that they're in, but they will be nationwide in the next, I don't know when you're going to be watching this video, so it could be. But they are awesome. It's all virtual. You can do everything on your phone, keeps track of everything going on in the transaction so that you can keep the seller informed, the buyer informed, and most importantly, your staff and yourself informed. So check them out. They're really doing some amazing things out there. Next, they are the Elmer's glue. Right? They're the glue that holds this whole transaction together. Because when you get a purchase agreement signed, what you do is you scan it in with your phone. I use this app called TurboScan, but I think that the iPhone just does it. So if you don't want to pay for the app, that's cool. I don't know what it is for Android. You guys live your life, I don't know. You take this deal, you send it to them, and then they are working with your seller to get all the information to pay off any liens that are on the property, anything that's owed. They're the ones that reach out to the buyer, make sure that their wires are coming in, make sure that they're communicating, and they make sure that everything goes smooth so that you can go and do your job, which is finding discounted property, baby. Let them do their job, you do your job. Next, in-house counsel. Title companies have on-staff legal counsel, attorneys. You can ask them, you can ask for some time and appointment with their attorney to just go over whatever, your documents, whatever kind of deal that you're trying to structure, anything. You can reach out to them. It's powerful. It's incredible. So leverage their in-house counsel. Title companies and escrow companies make a ton of money. Now, obviously, if it's a closing attorney state, they're probably going to charge you for it because that's their job. Next, Dina, my escrow officer, connects us to all the best buyers. All of the best buyers. She knows all of them. Because guess what? Her best buyers go, Dina, I need more deals. Who do you know that has more deals? Boom, Jeremy Thornburg, my disposition guy. And now we've got buyers everywhere. We had this deal, just to give you some perspective. We had this deal in this tiny, tiny, tiny little mining town in northern Arizona. And we had no buyers for this. Dina goes, oh, you got to talk to this guy. This guy buys all the properties in kind of obscure little towns and loves them and makes a fortune doing it. Called this guy up. He bought it in 5 minutes. Just like that. They're the connector. They're absolutely incredible. They streamline the process. Again, focus on conversations and offers. They focus on the paperwork. They focus on making sure that all the documentation to transfer title from your seller to that cash buyer, from one person to another, gets done. That's not up to you. Now, if they need your help, they'll reach out. But the best ones barely reach out because they take initiative. Again, they're like a dog with a bone. They're going crazy. They want to get this all figured out. They want to do it all themselves because they want you to come back over and over and over again. Next, I got your back. If you're just starting out, and maybe you've done a couple deals, or maybe your seller's unsure about the process or unsure about your company and they don't see that you've got billboards and big marketing, you can say, hey, listen, why don't you talk to my escrow officer and they'll confirm with you that I close deals. I don't do a lot of deals. I'm just getting started in this, but I'm excited to work with you. And reach out to my title company. They're Fidelity Title, they're Chicago Title, they're Pioneer Title, they're Clear Title, they're Empora Title. They're all these big companies. And it makes you can leverage their big brand. They're a third party. They don't have anything into this deal, right? They're hands off. They're third party. They're playing both sides to make sure that this deal gets done. So they could be trusted. This really helped me out in a couple deals early on because they were like, well, I don't see that you have a website. I didn't have a website. I was just calling people. I'm driving around, calling people, getting deals. And I ran into a couple deals and they're like, well, I don't know anything about you. I don't know anything about your company. You're not on the Better Business Bureau. You're not on all these things. Okay, well, you could talk to my title officer. I just did, 3 deals with them last month and I got those deals and I made the income. So leverage them. They got your back. All right. Next, they are really, really, really sensitive to the changes in the industry weather. What's happening out there? Are there going to be more sales or less sales? Are there going to be more flips? Are there going to be more Airbnbs? Are there going to be more long-term rentals? Are there going to be more development? All of these things the title companies know because it all comes through them. And it helps you peer around some corners. It lets you make smart decisions that are going to affect your business in the next 60, 90, 120 days. So these guys are absolutely powerful. Do not miss this one. Man, that was awesome. I loved all 3 of these ones. And we've got 2 more videos coming up. So make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Make sure if there's any questions that you have here or anything that you want to add, put it in the comments section. And I'll see you on the next episode. I love you.